Hello everyone, I hope you all are safe and fine. Today, in this video, we will study about some topics of chapter number 6, secondary activities of our geography's textbook, Fundamentals. From this chapter, we are going to cover the topic of classification of industries on the basis of size and output. Let's first of all understand what secondary activities are. The secondary sector of economy includes the industries that produce finished and usable products or are involved in construction. They are generally known as economic activities as well. There are different types of manufacturing industries which are classified on basis of size, input or raw materials, output or product, and ownership. Let's study industries based on size and industries based on output or production further in detail. Industries based on size. The amount of capital invested, number of workers employed, and the volume of production determine the size of industries. So, accordingly, industries may be classified into household or cottage, small-scale, and large-scale industries. In other words, it refers to the volume of production, the number of people employed, and the amount of capital invested. Thus, industries can be divided into two types on the basis of size. They are generally small-scale industries and large-scale industries. Small-scale industries are also called cottage or household industries. In cottage or household industries, the artisans make the products by hand. Hence, compared to large-scale industries, cottage industries use less amount of capital and technology. For example, basket weaving and pottery. So generally, a cottage industry is a small-scale, decentralized manufacturing business often operated out of a home rather than a purpose-built facility. Cottage industries are defined by the amount of investment required to start as well as the number of people employed. They often focus on production of labor-intensive goods but face a significant disadvantage competing with factory-based manufacturers that produce goods in a mass. It is the smallest manufacturing unit. The artisans use local raw material and simple tools to produce everyday goods in their homes with the help of their family members for part-time labor. Finished products may be for consumption in same household or for sale in local markets or barter. Capital and transportation do not wield much influence as this type of manufacturing has low commercial significance and most of the tools are devised locally. Foodstuffs, fabrics, mats, containers, tools, furniture, shoes, etc. are some examples of these manufactured in village industries. Small-scale manufacturing is distinguished from household industries by its production techniques and places of manufacture. This type of manufacturing uses local raw material, simple power-driven machines, and semi-skilled labor. Thus, countries like China, Indonesia, and Brazil, etc. have developed labor-intensive small-scale manufacturing in order to provide employment to this population. Generally, small-scale production refers to the production of a commodity with a small plant-size firm. It requires less amount of capital and is labor-intensive in nature. The investment in machinery is lower when compared to large-scale units. In large-scale industries, the investment of capital is higher and superior technology is used in it. For example, automobiles and heavy machinery. Large-scale manufacturing involves a large market, various raw materials, enormous energy, specialized workers, advanced technology, assembly line, mass production, and large capital. Now, the large-scale manufacturing has diffused to almost all over the world, and the term large-scale production refers to the production of a commodity on a large scale with a large-sized firm. It requires huge investments in plant and machinery. Large-scale production can be carried out if the market size is large and expanding. Large-scale firms are characterized by mechanization and division of labor and production and sale of goods in large quantities. They cater to a large market. The Industrial Revolution laid the foundation of factory system. On the basis of system of large-scale manufacturing, the world's major industrial region may be grouped under two broad types, namely, traditional large-scale industrial regions, which are thickly clustered in a few more developed countries, and high-technology large-scale industrial regions, which have diffused to less developed countries. Industries based on output or product. You have seen some machines and tools made of iron or steel. The raw material for such machines and tools is iron and steel, which is itself an industry. The industry whose products are used to make their goods by using them as raw materials are called basic industries. Thus, the consumer goods industries produce goods which are consumed by consumers directly. These products are called the final products, which means that they are totally ready to be used by the people directly. Some examples for consumer industries are the industries producing breads, biscuits, tea, soap, etc. Thus, in simple words, output industries produce final goods that are ready to be used. So at last, to recall, we discussed about industries based on size, under which we studied cottage or household industries, small-scale industries, and large-scale industries. We also studied about the industries based on output or product.